I thought this would be a fun little video. So today I'm going to test the Popeyes location theory. I always talk about my Popeyes location is the best. Got to go to my Popeyes location. What if I go to a different one? So I did. But here's a little backstory on this one. You know, I got to give you the context. Hold up. I'll make sure it's strapped in here so my food don't fall. So this Popeyes is actually the one that I used to go to when I first started making YouTube videos. It's located in Lodi, New Jersey. And this is the one I always had the funny stories for. One time I came through, a girl was arguing with her boyfriend, an employee. She missed half my order. She was arguing on FaceTime. She didn't even care. Stuff like that kept happening. So I ended up finding a new place, and eventually this place actually got shut down. So I figured that was it. Kaput gone. No. They renovated the whole thing. So I was like, you know what? Let me come back over here when it's all up and running. I gave it a month. It's been a month. So there's the Popeyes behind me right there. I went inside, made sure I checked everything out. They changed the whole place around. It's definitely way cleaner on the inside. There's also no seating anymore. There's only like this little spot where people kind of wait for their orders. There's like 4 or 5 chairs. There used to be like actual seating like the other places. It's gone. So they also have kiosks. So there's no one there to take your order. I mean, there's people back there, but they're making food. So they don't have much of a staff like they used to, which isn't no big deal for me, but I just wanted to make sure people knew what they were walking into. I spent $22. The chicken sandwich was free. I got a large combo, and then they have this new, well, it's not new, but they have this signature chicken 3 for $5 deal. You get 3 pieces of chicken for $5. There's nothing else to it. You know, combo, no nothing. There's better deals out there. There's definitely better deals from Popeyes, but I wanted to see if the food here was as good as the other 2 locations that I normally go to, which are in Paramus on Route 4. They're like a mile away from each other. So without further ado, man, let's get into this video. I'm going to start off with my favorite thing from Popeyes, but they do have Cajun Sparkle. I have to say, I checked my order in the restaurant, the accuracy right there. And I love that. Everything was on point. Everything was accounted for. I even ordered like sauces. So like my honey and the Cajun Sparkle was there and everything else was there. So good to see a little bit of Cajun Sparkle on here just to get it a little bit. Whole damn thing popped off. That's okay. Let's get it popping. All right. Popeye's signature chicken. This is my first time putting a Cajun Sparkle on the actual chicken. That's not bad. That is not bad. Me do my favorite side. Well, one of my favorite 2 sides from Popeyes now, which is the underrated. Oh, I'm going to spill this all in the whip. Nope, not doing that. Red beans and rice. Eating and showing people food is like, it's a whole different ballgame, man. Red beans and rice is so underrated at Popeyes. It's even better when you're not trying to spill it in your car. I fully intended on eating inside, but there's no indoor seating here. My thoughts with that is they made the kitchen bigger, which it is, and I guess they figured people don't really eat inside of fast food restaurants anymore, so why even bother? There's like maybe 5 seats and a little bench, which even when I go in to these places, there's usually not a lot of people eating on the inside. And I did notice the kiosks, which I know a lot of people aren't happy with, automated employees, but that's a video for another day. This is definitely not a fresh batch of chicken, so it's not like really good. There's nothing necessarily wrong with it. I just know it's been sitting under the heat lamp for a while, so you know when you get the chicken fresh. Now, I know you can ask for it, but I didn't. I should have asked which one was made first, because sometimes like the spicy or the regular, you'll get one that's a little bit fresher, and that's always going to be a better one. This is the spicy. And like I said, it's still good. It's just not great. The standard from Popeyes is really high for their chicken. Large Diet Coke, because I got a large meal. The red beans and rice, it tastes like every other red beans and rice I've got. Nothing wrong with it. The rice isn't old. It ain't funny. I'm definitely cool with it. Let's try the biscuit. A little bit of honey. I love honey on my biscuit. This one's got to go right in the bag after this. Honey in the car is just awful. You got to make sure. There we go. Right in a little container. Put it in the bag. It is a mediocre biscuit day. It's not a bad biscuit day. It's mediocre. This is not incredibly dry. It is buttery, but it's a little overdone. I never run into this at the other location, so locations do matter. I don't dislike it though. It's just, the ones I get from the other one are never like that. So, the location theory still rings true. I got their shrimp tackle box because I wanted to try the shrimp. I never get it. So I wanted to try it here. So I never try their cocktail sauce either. This is like the wild card of the crew. That shrimp sucks, bro. There's no shrimp in there. What's the... Nah, I don't want that. I don't even think they de-doo-doo these. There's no doo-doo on this one. It looked like there's doo-doo on the other one. You gotta devein them boys, man. There we go. If I came here and ordered this, I'd be mad as hell. Just this. I usually don't order shrimp, so I don't really have a comparison. Maybe I have to go back to other Popeyes and try it, but I'm gonna give a third one a try. It's kind of chewy. It's hard. That's not good, bro. The biscuit was okay. The shrimp, I wouldn't get that again. Everything seems a little old. And I'm here on a Friday. It is about 3:45. So it isn't that in between lunch and dinner time. But this is happy hour for Popeyes. You're supposed to get a $1 side for happy hour. I'll be mad, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But let's try the chicken sandwich. This is the new one. This is that Rojo. Is there sauce on here? Yes. So this is that Caliente's, the Rojo sauce. Let's see how this chicken is compared to the other one. I need another bite. That breading was really good though, crispy. I didn't really get much of the actual chicken yet though. So I need another bite. But that breading was nice. As long as this chicken isn't dry, this is a good chicken sandwich. Oh yeah. The last time I got this chicken sandwich, I got it fresh out the grease. I think they made this fresh because it tastes just as good as that one, whereas this is lacking. I think your best bet is to get a chicken sandwich because most of the time, especially if you order it like me because I don't get pickles, they got to drop that thing in the grease. This is finally like these two, but the sides, we didn't try the mac and cheese yet. They also didn't give me a fork, but I think you were supposed to grab one yourself. So that one's on me. Because I did grab my own straw, but I didn't grab my own fork. So I must have not seen it. But mac and cheese, also a big test. Here's a look before I start messing with this. I don't know. No. I wouldn't go back to this location. You see what I'm saying? The location theory is real, bro. It's not even a theory. Locations matter. And they really do. This mac and cheese is like, it's like old. Just for reference, I go to 2 different Popeyes on the same highway that are, I'll give you an exact distance from here, matter of fact, hold on. Just for reference and where I live, and this is why locations really do matter. I'm at the Popeyes in Lodi, New Jersey. There's one 1.7 miles in Hackensack. I've been to that one once. It wasn't bad. There's one in the mall, the Garden State Plaza, which I usually go to. It's in between that Chipotle and Firehouse Subs I went to, but I never ate in there. I don't know. And then there are 2 on Route 4, which is also in Paramus, New Jersey, those two. 2.7 and 2.9 miles, so they're less than 3 miles. All those places I named are closer than the last 2 I just named. Those are way better than this one. Even though they shut this place down to renovate it, it's definitely cleaner. The service is definitely better. They had all aunties in there. Unheard of in the history of Popeyes. I'm surprised they served to, like, you can even see this one's old, bro. Like, I'm trying to hold this up without spilling crumbs all in my car. But just look at it. People who know enough about Popeyes know this chicken's old, bro. Like, it is old. Not to mention I asked for dark meat and I got a breast. This is a boobie. Yeah, it's old, bro. Hold on. Yeah. This has been sitting in the heat lamp. Look at that. Like, you can work with it, But people who like go to Popeyes enough, you know that when you get the chicken that's like not this old, it's way better than that. So it might be a one-off. It might be the time I went, but I never run into that at the other location. And I've been here at this time, at late night, and earlier. So it might just be them. Chicken sandwich, everything else, kind of mid. So locations matter. So I always say in these videos, when it comes to chains, there are definitely bad locations. And if that's the only one you've gone to, I would try the other places if you like the flavor profile, but something else was lacking. The way it was cooked, it was dry, it was overcooked. A lot of times that's the location. And it rings true again. Red beans and rice, chill. This is chill. So I spent $22 and the free chicken sandwich and the one side is all I like. It is what it is. Before I get out of here, I have a note to all you obnoxious Eagles fans that every time the Eagles beat the Giants for the last 4 years I've been on here, I have to spam my page with Fly, Eagles, Fly. I'm not going to dance on that. What I mean is, I'm not the type of person that's a front runner. I don't want to talk about the game. We know what happened. I'm happy, cool, whatever. But I'm not one of them people that start, oh, we beat you. I don't care that much. But I do want to talk about something within the game that I thought was funny as hell. That doesn't have to do with the score. I don't think I've ever seen a man crush like Brian Daboll has on Jackson Dart. I noticed it when he drafted Dart, how much he was cheering in the war room. They call the war room the place where they're all sitting with the phones about to make draft. I saw that, but that's pretty normal. A lot of coaches will fist pump when they get the player they want. He clearly really liked Jackson Dart because they traded back up in the first round to get him. And then I noticed in camp, the way he was talking about him, he was just like, yeah, I love him. He's a leader. That's his guy. Most coaches, especially him, he's a quarterback guy. If you don't know, Brian Daboll is largely credited with a big help of Josh Allen's development. Obviously, up in Buffalo, Daboll was there before he went to New York. And he was the guy who was working with Josh Allen a lot. He's one of the people who are credited with that. So, you know that a lot of those types of coaches want their guy at quarterback. It was very apparent that Jackson Dart was Daboll's guy, which is normal. But I just started noticing little things every single time. So after Dart's first start, I'm going to give you the timeline because I'm like, this is crazy. Jackson Dart scored in his opening drive. He ran in for a touchdown. Daboll is a big dude, a little chubby dude, flying up the sideline screaming, that's my guy, that's my guy. He was his son, the way he was acting. I'm like, man, he really likes this dude. After the game, after the win, Daboll, if you watch it, he went up to him, fired up. He's screaming in his face. That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, bro, that's really his guy, right? Which I like, but it's the over the top yesterday. I don't know if y'all noticed it, but Jackson Dart went down in the third quarter with an apparent concussion protocol, meaning he didn't have a concussion, but anytime in the NFL, you got to go in a tent when they think there's a concussion. They do this in college now too. You got to go in a tent, you got to pass the test. They're not going to let you back out in the field, which is a great thing overall. You want to make sure these players don't have brain stuff because that's the only thing you can't come back. I got shoulder problems, but I never had brain problems, thank goodness. So I've never seen a coach in the middle of a game. This is where I was like, bro, that's his son. In the middle of the game, Russell Wilson, they brought him back out there. Brian Daboll had no interest in what was going on in the game. He ran to the tent and went to go check on him. I've never seen that. And then when he didn't let him out of the tent quick enough, he blacked out screaming at the team doctor that was testing him. It's all, just go look. I'm watching this in real time going, he loves this guy. He really does. Because I seen him run out to the field when Dart went down. I seen him run into the tent when Dart went down. I seen him yelling at the trainer when Dart went down. After he scored again and gave him little head pats every single time, that's clearly his guy. I don't watch every game as intricately as I watch the Giants, obviously. But if there's people watching still that are into football, can you please tell me? Because I was having a conversation. I was watching the game with people last night, and I was like, I don't think I've ever seen one quite like that in college. Or not in college. I've seen it in college, in the NFL, where a coach, like, clearly, he just loves that guy. Like, he's going to go to bat for him. He laid his job on the line. Like, the benching of Russell Wilson, if you read the articles, it was largely him saying, put it on me. That's my guy. I'm going with him. It was my call. Everyone else wasn't really ready. He said, no, I'm going with him because they were talking about firing him. It's going to be a lot now. The hot seat is definitely cooled It's not off, but it's cooled, obviously, since the last couple of weeks. So someone said Brady and Belichick last night, and I was like, those two didn't really like each other. Like, a large reason why the band broke up is because they couldn't get along, and Robert Kraft has since come out, the owner of the Patriots, saying, I had to pick one of them. He chose Belichick. Brady went down to Tampa, won a championship, but has there ever been where a quarterback and a head coach, not an offensive coordinator, a head coach, has like, this is my guy, and it's like, it was almost like father-son at this point. I don't think I've seen one quite like that, where the coach, I was trying to think of one, but I really couldn't, you know? Like, someone said Troy Aikman. Watch the Dallas Cowboys documentary, bro. He didn't get along with Barry Switzer, of course. He loved Jimmy Johnson, but there wasn't like a buddy-buddy with them. It was more because they were both intense guys. So, I don't have one. I don't. I'm trying to think of one. I just can't, you know? I know that Jim Harbaugh loves Justin Herbert like that, where he said he wants to get him to the Hall of Fame, but I don't think it's been as apparent. So I'm still trying to think about it. Let me know in the comments what you think, but this Popeyes, I'm never coming back here. I'm going back to one premise. I just need to test location theory. We'll be back tomorrow. More content, men and hand signs. They made it to YouTube.